Hi, Roger Williams here for a very special episode of LoadFactor at the annual Freddy's, the 2012 Freddy's in sunny and beautiful Newark, New Jersey. And I am joined here by this very dapper gentleman here, Bram Hechtkopf from Kobie Marketing. Is that a pronunciation, correct pronunciation?
Yeah, well done. I'm impressed. The company was founded by my father, who came from home shopping. So we grew up in the direct response agency world, dealing with financial services companies and brands like Advana and American General Finance and QVC. And about 5 years into our existence, did some work for Comcast and Cellular One in the loyalty space, developed our own proprietary loyalty technology, which at the time was way ahead of the market. And so over the years, we've always reinvested in our technology. That's why we have the market-leading technology platform called Alchemy today, that we re-engineered in 2008, into more of a real-time based platform, so we can integrate with point of sales and do processing both batch and real-time.
So you're not just an agency and giving consulting, but you're also providing the technology to run the programs that you're creating.
Alchemy, which is the engine that runs everything, the system of record, taking in data, processing it, doing the administration, the campaign management, configuration, reporting, and then we do all the ongoing operations, program management, to make sure these programs run flawlessly for our clients. Ways that we work with companies. One is on the strategy side, so we help them think through strategic roadmaps, and we help them build business cases around what loyalty should look like in the future, and then we design programs for them. We do all the analytics, the financial modeling, and all the measurement.
You guys have been really raising a lot of eyebrows for the past few years. A lot of exciting things happening at Kobie Marketing. You're down there in Tampa, and folks like to work for you. Give me a little bit of a feel of what it's like. What kind of working environment do you guys have down there? And it seems like you're always busy with work. I mean, tell us about your growth. What's going on there?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a fair assertion. I mean, we made a really dedicated effort to focus our business on the customer experience. And everything that we do from a client perspective is ultimately doing a better job of executing loyalty programs, the strategy, the technology, and the actual programs from an operational perspective on improving the customer experience. And so we've always historically done that really well in financial services. We do a ton of work with telecom companies. We do a lot of work with entertainment and retail. And so in the last 3 or 4 years, we made an investment in the travel and hospitality space, specifically airlines and hotels, to try to reinvigorate the way they approach loyalty and the customer experience. Things like onboard experience, the way they recognize customers, and the way they engage with partners to, one, drive more ancillary revenue, but do it in a more relevant way for the customer.
Wow, so you're not only working with airlines, but you're working with multiple sectors in the loyalty field, is that correct?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, we work with really big brands like Bank of America, we work with Royal Bank of Canada, we work with Verizon on the telecom side, Hawaiian Airlines on the airline side, AMC theaters. We work with restaurants, lifestyle loyalty programs that are about healthy living behavior. So a whole bunch of different industries, and we're sort of in a B2B and B2C program. So we're an amalgamation of how do you execute loyalty very well in a meaningful way and something that we can measure.
Gotcha. Now, Bram, I want you to be very honest with me. I mean, this man here, he's got a $5,000 suit on and a pocket square, looking very dapper.
As do you.
Thank you, appreciate it. Your DNA, the company's DNA is in, like you said, direct response marketing. You guys understand merchandising.
Yep.
All right, give me your honest assessment of merchandising in the airline business right now. How are they doing?
Well, and this is something that I spoke about at the mega event last November, December, whenever it was, that airlines are becoming savvy retailers. So there's a thin line they're walking between, trying to drive ancillary revenue out of every single aspect of the business and looking at their customer base and saying, how do we monetize these and drive more revenue from our customer base? It's a slippery slope, because if you try to monetize too much, then your customer pulls back and says, well, wait a second, you're nickel and diming me, and I'm going to go fly Southwest, where maybe they bundle a little bit more, even though the fares are higher. And there's, it's obviously a complicated game, but I think they're doing a phenomenal job of learning from retailers and evolving their thinking. From traditional, just we sell tickets and we get you from point A to point B. I think players like Target do a really nice job. I mean,
Well, Target, for instance,
yeah.
You might know some more about this. When you go on their website, they seem to know a little bit more than the average website about what's going on their website.
Yeah.
Have airlines gone to that level yet with some of the stuff that you guys are doing for online presence?
No, I mean, a big push for us is the notion of omnichannel. So we're sort of, and we're in the process.
Explain.
So we're in the process of writing a white paper called Omnichannel Loyalty. So the notion of omnichannel retail is that it's integrating online and offline. It's integrating kiosks. It's integrating mobile. It's integrating social, so that the way customers shop is evolving. So people may walk into a store, pull out their mobile device to check a price, and then they go through an equation in their head of whether or not it's worth buying it and getting it now, or going back to Amazon or an online retailer to get it. Some savvy retailers, and this I think a great example is a company called Rakuten out of Japan, which is the Amazon.com of Japan, who's figuring out ways to monetize affiliate commissions in store. So in other words, if you have a store and someone goes and shops online, can you make money off that transaction the same way that online merchants do today? And monetize, and think of your store as a showcase in a way, and your customers coming to it as an asset. And how do you leverage that and drive more meaningful interaction with your customers in store? I don't think anyone's doing a phenomenal job of that today. I mean, even Apple's a little disjointed between online and offline. They just have great products in clean stores and a fun environment, and there's a lot of sizzle around their products. So Guitar Center actually, in their stores, has computers. You can go and you can look up prices for their guitars or any of their products, and find a better price. They'll match it in store.
Oh, wow.
So, Best Buy does that sort of, but they won't match an Amazon, or they won't consistently match an Amazon. Savvy retailers.
And right now, customers are using Best Buy stores as a showcase for Amazon.
Exactly right, and that's why Best Buy, despite Circuit City going out of business, is struggling. Right. And they've got Reward Zone, and there's probably ways to leverage that better. They're evolving that slowly over time. But still not enough to make up the margin difference between what you might say with Amazon. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of interesting things. I mean, I think stores could evolve to a place where they're purely showcases. Think of a wedding dress store, which have high margins, where you walk in there, you buy something, and then they tailor make it and send it to you. Right. I mean, I could see certain categories of retail evolving to that, where you go in for a shopping experience, and maybe they've got TV screens and they've got monitors, and you go on there and they say, Roger, welcome, and here's some clothes that fit you, and let's change your shirt, let's change your tie, and then you say, I want this, this, and this, and they either go in the back and get it, or they ship it to you overnight. That's a fun shopping experience. They're also trying to integrate social channels, so how do you get a bunch of friends to shop together to make it more fun? I mean, that's sort of, I think, the really cool omnichannel evolution of retail. And then how loyalty supports that to drive the customer experience will obviously be important, to capture all that data and then be able to use it.
Omnichannel sounds very exciting, actually. Is there going to be some entertainment stuff in there as well? And you guys have a little background in that as well.
Yeah, I mean, we work. I mentioned AMC Theaters. We work with them on the Stubs program. I mean, I think that's a great example of a loyalty program with a fee-based program. So they're able to, by charging a fee, provide a ton of extra value back to their customers. And they drive tons of engagement, and they do a wonderful job of training and operationally executing that program, which is, to me, one of the biggest aspects of where loyalty programs fall on their face is having operations own loyalty. Everyone thinks of it as a marketing function, and that's where the ideation comes from, in the data and the stats. But to have a really successful program, you've got to be able to execute it. And airlines struggle, on board for that aspect, because they have so many flight attendants and such huge infrastructure and unions, and how do you operationalize loyalty? They do a really good job once you get on, until you get on board, and then I think they struggle a little bit with recognition. It's
kind of the virtual world meeting the real world, and in the airline business, there's a lot of virtual real estate out there on websites and taking payments, and of course there's a lot of real world. And if you make mistakes in the real world airline business, people die. But Bram, thank you. Words of wisdom from the heir apparent of Kobie Marketing, head of business development. Bram, I hope you have a wonderful time at the Freddy's here. Enjoy yourself. Don't party too hard, and we'll see you next time.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Roger.
Thank you.